In the quiet countryside, where golden fields met a vast blue sky, lived a small Maltese dog named White. Her snowy fur was like moonlight against the earthy farm where she was raised. White was more than just a dog. She was a fierce guardian, trained by a kind farmer to protect his pigs. The farm was her kingdom, filled with the soft grunts of pigs and the hum of cicadas. White's job was to bark fiercely at any unfamiliar face. Her tiny frame would bristle with courage as she patrolled the pig pen, her yips echoing across the fields, a warning to any predator or stranger. She was loyal to a fault, her heart tied to the farm's muddy paths. Day after day, she did her duty with pride, her fluffy tail wagging as she trotted through the dew-kissed grass. But life, as it often does, brought change. One day, the farmer moved away, taking White with him to a new life in the city. But White's heart belonged to the farm, the creaky barn doors, the scent of fresh soil, and the pigs she'd guarded so fiercely. One night, she slipped away, her paws carrying her back to the only place she called home. The once bustling farm was now silent. The pig pen stood empty, the barns locked tight. With no one to feed her, White roamed the fields, searching for scraps. Some days she'd find a discarded apple core. Other days, hunger gnawed at her small frame. She grew thinner, her once glossy fur becoming matted and dull, yet her spirit remained unbroken. She'd curl up at night under an old oak tree, its branches swaying like a lullaby. One chilly morning, White collapsed at the edge of a neighboring farm. Her body was frail, her energy gone. A kind-hearted farmer spotted her from his porch. His heart stirred with pity. He fetched a handful of rice, formed it into a small ball, and placed it before her. White's eyes, clouded with exhaustion, lit up. She devoured it, her tail giving a weak wag of gratitude. From that day on, White became a regular visitor. Each morning she'd appear, and the farmer would leave out a small portion of rice or leftovers. White, though wary, began to trust this quiet man. She'd eat, then vanish back into the fields, her silhouette fading into the morning mist. One day, the farmer's daughter, Nam, returned for a visit. As she stepped onto the porch, her eyes fell on White nibbling at a rice ball. There was something about the dog's soulful eyes and quiet resilience that drew Nam in instantly. She knelt down, her voice soft as she called to the dog. White flinched but didn't run. Curious, Nam asked her father, "Whose dog is White?" He sighed. "She used to belong to the farmer down the road. He moved away, but she wouldn't go with him. She's been wandering ever since." "Does her owner want her back?" Nam pressed. Her father shook his head. "I doubt it. She's been alone for a long time." Those words lit a spark in Nam's heart. She vowed to win White's trust. Each day, when White came for her meal, Nam was there, her presence as steady as the sunrise. She'd sit nearby, speaking softly and offering treats. At first, White would eat and leave, but Nam's patience was a quiet force. Slowly, White began to linger longer. An hour became 2, then half a day. She'd nap in the shade of the farmhouse, her body curled into a small, trusting ball. The seasons turned, and White's bond with Nam grew stronger. The little dog's wariness faded, replaced by a spark of joy. Nam bathed her, brushing her fur until it gleamed like fresh snow. She gave White medicine for fleas, her hands gentle and caring. In return, White offered Nam her unwavering loyalty, following her everywhere. When Nam gave her bits of meat, White would bury the extras in the soft earth, returning later to dig up her treasures with uncanny accuracy. But White's old habits lingered. Her protective instincts, honed from years of guarding the pig pen, led her to chase passers-by on the road. Her sharp barks startled travelers, and though she never bit anyone, her antics drew complaints. Nam worried for White's safety. Building a fence around the sprawling property was too expensive, and the thought of White getting hurt gnawed at her. For a time, life was a gentle rhythm of joy. White and Nom were inseparable, their days filled with quiet moments and shared companionship under the old oak tree. But change was on the horizon again. Nom's husband lived abroad, and the time came for her to join him. The weight of leaving White behind pressed heavily on her heart. Each sunrise was a step closer to goodbye. On the day she left, Nam knelt beside White, tears streaming down her face as she pulled the little dog into a tight embrace. White, unaware of the parting to come, pressed her warm body against Nam. Before leaving, Nam left money with her father, a final gift to ensure White would never go hungry. From afar, Nam clung to memories. She called home often, her voice trembling as she asked about her beloved dog. Her niece would send photos of White, and sometimes they'd video call. Nam would smile through tears as White's face filled the screen, her tail wagging at the sound of Nam's voice. 3 months passed. One night, Nam awoke from a haunting dream where her heart was torn from her chest, leaving an aching void. The dream clung to her like a shadow. 3 days later, her worst fears came true. A call from home brought devastating news. White was missing. Nom's world shattered. She begged her family to search, her voice breaking with desperation. Rumors surfaced that a group of teenagers had chased and beaten White, driving her from the farm. The thought of her sweet dog, injured and alone, was unbearable. Her family searched tirelessly, combing the fields and calling White's name into the dusk. They found her at last, but the sight broke their hearts. White lay still, her once bright fur dulled, her body lifeless beneath the shade of that familiar oak tree. The world seemed to pause, the wind holding its breath in mourning. White's story reminds us of life's fleeting nature. Happiness and sorrow are 2 sides of the same coin. We cling to what we love, but nothing truly belongs to us. White, with her loyal heart and fierce spirit, taught Nam the beauty of love and the pain of letting go. Her memory lives on, a soft pawprint on the hearts of those who knew her. Thank you for listening to White's story. If it touched your heart, please like this video and consider following and sharing. If you have a story you'd like me to tell, please leave it in the comments below. Let's keep these tales alive.